Ever wondered about working until you're 65 or not having enough money for retirement? It's a common worry among the middle class. Many are trapped in the rat race because of certain habits. The rat race? It's the endless struggle to climb the corporate ladder for more money, leading to an increasingly costly lifestyle. As a result, many middle-class people work in corporate jobs until 65 or more. Our video will explore these habits, helping you to avoid them and escape the rat race early. Stay tuned, especially for points 6 and 8. They're critical and could ruin your finances if ignored. Relying too heavily on debt. Borrowing money can easily become a crutch, leading to a destructive cycle of accumulating debt. When expenses consistently outweigh income, loans seem to be an easy fix. But bandaging overspending with debt enables poor financial habits to continue unchecked. Interest costs accumulate, principal balances balloon, and you find yourself borrowing again to repay previous loans. To break this vicious cycle, track every dollar coming in and going out. Use a budgeting app or spreadsheet to monitor cash flow patterns over the past 3 months. This spending snapshot highlights where cuts offer the most impact. Analyze if subscriptions, dining out, shopping splurges, or other non-essentials devour paychecks. With this data, make an action plan to realign expenses with true needs instead of wants. The goal is to free up cash and pay down balances. Make debt elimination priority 1. Failing to track spending. When bank balances mysteriously drain too quickly each month, inadequate expense tracking is likely the culprit. Without documenting every transaction, you lack awareness of exactly how much, where, and when funds flow out. Ambiguity breeds overspending as dollars discreetly disappear. Soon, balances dip distressingly low well before payday. Regain control by creating a daily spending diary. Catalog every debit, credit, cash, or other purchases, no matter how small. Tag each category like food, utilities, transportation, etc. Follow weekly patterns over the course of a month to pinpoint problem areas ripe for cutbacks. Identify unnecessary or impulse purchases that add up quickly. With these spending insights, make an action plan to curtail behaviors that lead to overdrafts. Boost savings automatically through employer direct deposit or bank auto transfers. Investing in liabilities over assets. Too many long-term loans and revolving credit balances sap income that could otherwise build wealth. Liabilities like mortgages, car payments, and student loans funnel money into interest payments instead of appreciating assets. Continually financing liabilities kill potentials to invest in rental properties, dividend stocks, or other income-generating assets. Start shifting focus from consumption to growth. Make a list of assets you'd ultimately like to acquire and estimate costs. Then, calculate required monthly contributions to realistically attain them. Next, scrutinize liability to see if any debt consolidation or refinancing moves could free up cash flow. Consider selling unneeded items collecting dust. Small lifestyle cutbacks combined with disciplined investing put asset accumulation within reach. Even modest gains made early compound exponentially over time, thanks to the power of interest working in your favor. Appearance obsession. Trying to project affluence by flashing material goods sabotages future financial stability. Designer clothes, luxury vehicles, and VIP events impress in the moment but drain bank accounts long term. Financing possessions to keep up appearances only traps people deeper in debt. Combat external pressures to look rich by redefining what wealth and success mean to you personally. Make a list of what matters most: spending time with family, giving back to causes, pursuing hobbies, achieving career milestones, etc. Refocus energy and resources towards those fulfilling goals instead of showing status symbols. Anytime you feel tempted to overspend on appearances, recall that list to reinforce your deeper values. Foster well-being by maturing supportive relationships and personal growth. Overemphasizing frugality. Becoming overly consumed by penny pinching poses problems too. Endless coupon clipping and hoarding cash is fruitless without continual income expansion. Denying small joys today guarantees future financial freedoms rarely pans out. At some point, the cuts run dry and savings stall. Strike balance by brainstorming ideas for income boosts. Consider developing specialized skills to increase earning potentials long term. Explore freelancing, monetizing a hobby, generating rental incomes, or consulting work to diversify cash streams. Simultaneously, trim excess spending through periodic budget reviews. With multiple income sources and reasonable frugality, saving and investing enjoy perpetual fuel for growth. Partnership pitfalls. Money issues corrode too many relationships. Different spending habits, opposing budget views, and disagreements over financial priorities breed endless conflict. Debt baggage, overspending tendencies, and savings gaps all indicate low financial alignment. Have candid money talks when relationships get serious. Outline respective beliefs, priorities, and habits regarding finances. Identify any core value differences early so they don't surprise you later. If alignment seems off, address discrepancies directly before commitment deepens. Create shared budgets and monthly plans. Schedule recurring check-ins to nurture collaboration, not control. With open communication, patience, and willingness to find common ground, partners with money quirks can still thrive. Overspending on housing. Giant house fever is a common syndrome that leaves little wiggle room in budgets. Oversized spaces carry bigger utility, maintenance, and tax loads. Lavish mortgage amounts often translate into house-poor owners. So much income goes towards housing upkeep that little remains for other needs. A good rule of thumb is to spend no more than 28% of your gross monthly income on housing. This includes the mortgage principal, interest, taxes, and insurance, PITI. Here's how to calculate the maximum affordable home price for your situation. 1. Document your gross annual household income from all sources. 2. Multiply this number by 0.28 to get your maximum annual housing budget. 3. Divide this number by 12 to get your maximum monthly housing budget. 4. Use an online mortgage calculator to determine the maximum loan amount where the estimated PITI payment fits your monthly budget. 5. Add estimated down payment savings to this loan amount to determine the maximum affordable home price you can safely manage. If your target home prices exceed this calculated affordable number, curb temptation to overspend. Oversized spaces often carry bigger utility burdens, maintenance costs, and tax loads, beyond just mortgage payment. Lavish loans translate into house-poor homeowners. So much income goes towards housing upkeep that little remains for other needs. Consider opting to rent instead for greater flexibility, or seek more modest properties requiring smaller loans. This leaves breathing room for other expenses and savings goals. Keeping housing costs reasonable helps families better weather unexpected costs down the road. Carrying high-interest debt. Postponing debt repayment allows balances to swell, thanks to steadily compounding interest. Putting only minimal payments towards high-interest credit card balances costs more in the long run. Reducing debt charging 20% plus interest should become priority number one. The best way to pay off debt is through the debt avalanche method. 1. List all your debts by amount, interest rate, and minimum monthly payments. 2. Funnel any extra cash each month beyond the minimums towards the debt with the highest interest rates first. 3. Once you completely pay off the most expensive debt, roll that payment amount over towards the debt with the next highest interest rate. 4. Repeat this method until you have conquered all debts. This focused approach saves the most money on costly insurance charges over time compared to other strategies. Explore consolidating monthly debts under one lower fixed interest loan to simplify the process further. Above all else, pledge to not accrue any new debts that would spur totals higher. The path to long-term financial freedom requires diligence in core areas. As legendary investor Warren Buffett wisely advises, do not save what is left after spending. Instead, spend what is left after saving. This sentiment captures the essence of intentional money management. Achieving financial goals begin with a plan outlining income and expenses. Budgeting apps help estimate taxes and other outflows, then allocate remaining dollars towards needs, wants, debt payments, and savings. As Buffett's business partner, Charles Munger, declares, all intelligent investing is value investing, acquiring more that you are paying for. Carefully tracking all spending clarifies exactly what is value added versus wasted. Housing occupies the biggest budget item for most households. Overextending with lavish mortgages beyond recommended 28% of income sets up house poor scenarios. Reasonable loans on modest dwellings allow savings towards other milestone goals like college, retirement, or small business creation. Buffett warns that only when the tide goes out do you discover who has been swimming naked. Minimizing destructive debt enables enduring financial health. High-cost credit card balances that destroy budgets require intensive focus. The debt avalanche method targets high-interest obligations first before addressing lower-rate debts. Ultimately, the Oracle of Omaha shares a key mindset shift around money and happiness. Too often, a vast collection of possessions ends up possessing its owner. The assets I most value, aside from health, is interesting, diverse, and long-standing friends. Continually balancing savings with income growth builds wealth over time. But relationships and experiences ultimately matter more than extra zeros in a brokerage account. With the right financial framework rooted in intentional spending, tracking, moderate housing, and debt demolition, diligent money management yields long-term freedom.